Hey, good Monday afternoon, and I hope everybody had a very enjoyable weekend. And here we are. It is Monday, and we're rocking and rolling. And tonight we have a very special guest. You can see here, everybody knows this individual, Ori Spado. Everybody knows. If you don't, you've been living under a rock, but Ori, uh, a very unique individual. He led a lifestyle that, it started on the positive side of things. At one point in time, I'll just give you a little brief rundown. And just so you're probably sitting out there, or if you're popping in here, Mark, what in the hell are you talking about? I'm talking about this gentleman right here. Okay. And that is Ori. Okay, and we're talking about this book, which I've read once and now I'm rereading it again. It's a cool looking book, cool looking guy. And just to let you know about Ori, he is a real live person. How about that? Those are his two sons, right? Anthony and Orlando, right there. And this is really cool. I pulled this one up. Let's see if I can pop it in here. Well, I might have lost it. There it is. Oops. Here we go. Yeah, I think this kind of solidifies what Ori's all about. Now, when you talk about a guy like Ori Spado, we're not even going to scratch the surface this evening. These are his grandchildren. So we're going to talk about from the time Ori, started out as a newspaper boy, just touch on some things. He served in the Army, honorable discharge. And then what's really kind of cool about Ori is he started out his profession. He was an insurance salesman. He was very good at it. Excellent. And, he himself was a sales trainer in his own special way. But what's really unique is he rubbed elbows with a gentleman by the name of W. Clement Stone. Combined life, success through a positive mental attitude, right? Remember that book? That's how he started out. And then we're going to talk about all his other enterprises. We may even dabble into a little bit of some of you won't remember this, polyglycote, but different enterprises Ori got involved in that maybe weren't above board, but he always brought an idea, a concept, very creative at what he did. He generated multiple streams of revenue, okay, or income. And, maybe it wasn't done above board. However, now what he's done is, he's did his time for the crime, right, so to speak. But look what he's doing now. Which I think is kind of cool. I got to share this quote, and it's so simplistic, but this is typical Ori. And if you ever go on his website or whatever and take a look at what he has to say, but this one here, be grateful for what you have. Life is great. So simplistic, but he's going to touch on things like when he went to prison, what that was like, and what got taken away from him. And the most important thing I learned about Ori reading this book is his family. His family is very important to him, and he is a very unique individual in that category. Very intelligent man. And we have a comment, so I'll say, hey, look who it is, Scott. Hey, Scott, what's up? Thanks for hopping on and sharing it. And Ori's going to be here 6 p.m. Eastern. And I just wanted to remind everybody, share the notifications, hop on, bring some questions. I know in probably an hour, hour and a half, we're not even going to scratch the surface. We can't. We'll probably have to get them back here. But I did want to point that out. I think it's kind of unique that, here he was, and I was one of these, a newspaper boy. And then, he served, I think around 1963. Yeah, it was around that Nam era. And then, he got into the sales end of things. I will let him tell his other enterprises. I don't want to steal Ori's thunder. But then, what he talked about in terms of the FBI, that they have resources and eventually they do catch up to you. And, they did. They caught up to him. But most important of all, Ori's teachings that he was taught from his father, handed down about how to be a man. And it sounds like Ori's father was like my father, a man's man, and kind of old school. But what we're really going to delve into with him is we know what's now, what's new, and what's next. We know he's putting his book out there, but I really think this book that he has brought to the forefront and is sharing with all of us right here, The Accidental Gangster, has a message. And that message, truly, it's a book of hope, but it's a book to let particularly those that might be struggling, those that may have, challenges, not to cash it in and give up, and to keep moving forward, keep doing what you're supposed to be doing out there. And that's what he's doing right now. I mean, if you go on social media, the guy's everywhere. He's been interviewed by some of the best. And Tom Ginn and myself are very humbled that he has agreed to do this evening. And we have another comment, so I'll share this. And let's see, this is Scott. Ori is a very wise man. Yes, and that's why I say thank you, Scott, for sharing that. Um, I don't mean to get biblical, but Ori, you could say he's, an apostle of life. He's got a PhD in life, bar none. Yeah, he's learned the hard way. But most important of all, wisdom, let us be attentive. So when you show up tonight, keep your mind open, regardless of what your situation is, because he's going to share some things that are probably, they're funny. He's got a quick wit. And Ori, if you're listening to this, feel free to smoke them if you got them, as they say, and we don't mind because we want you to be what you are. And what Ori truly is authentic. I mean, the guy was authentic before everybody kept kicking that word around today. Be authentic, be this, be that. And, hanging around a guy like this would be a trip for me, man. I would be like a kid in a candy store just listening to him tell story after story as to what he did and how he did things. And he'll even get into how he trained sales forces, what he's done, and he takes walks. If you ever go on his website, you'll see things that he's doing. And, it's all with gratitude. And the one thing that he keeps stressing is gratitude, mindset. I know Tom's going to be real anxious to get into mindset and all that. But to me, Ori Spado is a winner. And when I say that, look what he did. Yeah, he realizes the error in his ways. But some of the things in the book he talks about, it's difficult for him to be like a normal person. And he's rubbed elbows with royalty. He's rubbed elbows with people in showbiz. I'm not going to share all these names, but I'm sure you know one or two of them. Martin, Sinatra. We could go through all that. I'm not going to do it right now because this is a promo. And then, on the other side of the fence, I'm not going to mention those names, but Ori can tell you who he was involved with as what I say, the left. He's going to share with us also. I want to talk to him about how his dad, this sounds so familiar. Hey, you vote Democrat because they're for the people. And so he did all that. And then as he moved out to LA, he went Republican. And then after he'd served time for the crime, so to speak, he's more or less he's not affiliated with any political party. And I'm not going to tell you this in terms of the name of the book, but I do know that there's another book out there that he's going to probably be sharing with us, and he can tell us when. It's like about our document called the Constitution. So that is really cool because Ori is very well read. He had a lot of time to read, and he took full advantage of that when he was serving time. I mean, the guy's probably got enough reading behind him to earn himself a PhD. I kiddingly said that about life, but in other things like legal. The guy is a lawyer. He even represented himself. He fired his lawyer at one time at one of his hearings. So, and how do you get to be that way? Reading, and readers are leaders, and we'll talk about that as well. But don't forget, I just wanted to share this notification 6 p.m. Eastern. And who am I talking about? I'm going to put it up here. We got to share the pics of this guy. We're talking about Ori Spado. You know, And I don't think there's any accident about that. You know, it has Accidental Gangster. We'll get into that with them. But I love this pick right here. It is cool. And then you go from that, and here's two picks of a pick of his sons. I think that's neat. Orlando and Anthony. Sorry, Gene, I didn't mean to exclude you there. And then the grandkids here. This is sweet, man. And he's an everyday guy, and what he's doing right now is sharing his message to people because he doesn't want people to go down that road that he went, back in his day. So I think that's very cool. He is giving back to the community. And Ori, thank you very much for writing your book. Thank you very much in advance. We're looking forward, Tom and I, to you being here. And I guess I better share Tom's pick, right? Or maybe he'll come out and haunt me. But this is the gentleman I'm talking about here, so everybody knows. Everybody knows who Tom is. But there he is. Boom. There's Tom, and he'll be here this evening with me. It'll be myself, Tom, and this guy right here. And Ori, I truly mean that. Feel free to smoke, be yourself, relax, and we're really looking forward to you sharing wisdom with us this evening. So, again, everybody, Ori Spado, Monday evening, 6 p.m. Let's all be here and let's have a great time with the man himself. Have an enjoyable Monday afternoon. See you tonight.